Dishes are clean.
Hey, what's up? This is Reed. It's been a while since I've done a dedicated SmartThings video. The last video like this was years ago, and a lot has changed with the new SmartThings app. I'll show you automations, tips, and ideas that you can use or modify to fit in your home. So even if you don't have SmartThings, you could still use most of these ideas. And make sure you stick around to the end because the dishwasher idea is my favorite. First is a highly requested feature, being notified if something is left open, like a refrigerator or back door. What's nice is that you can set it to keep reminding you that the door is left open, which a lot of people have been wanting. There is a SmartApp that makes this very easy to do. In the old SmartThings Classic app, this was easier to find, but not in the new app. I linked how to add this now in the article below. Following the steps in the article, you can see there are a lot of other smart apps that you can add, so dig into that for even more ideas. If you have a large room or even a small room, using multiple motion sensors at the same time can be much more accurate. To have the motion sensors turn on the lights, make sure to change it to any condition. That way either motion sensor will turn on the light. Then create another automation to turn off the lights using both motion sensors. Leave it as all conditions, so both motion sensors have to not detect motion for a certain amount of time before turning off. That way if you walk into a room, the first motion sensor will turn on the lights. But if you stay on the opposite end of the room, the second motion sensor will keep the lights on for you. After setting this up, I want a lot more motion sensors, but I wonder how many more I could set up without my wife noticing though. Having multiple motion sensors can be used for other things as well. One is to start a robot vacuum when there's no motion in the main area for over an hour. That way you don't have to use presence sensors to keep track of who's at home for this. If your robot vacuum doesn't work with SmartThings, here's a workaround. Since most robot vacuums are compatible with Amazon, you can trigger an Amazon routine from SmartThings. So you could still have SmartThings start your vacuum, and more info on this in the description. Another way to automate multiple motion sensors is to turn everything off at night. If all the motion sensors don't detect motion for 30 minutes after 10 p.m., then shut everything down. This can be convenient if you have a large family or if your schedule changes from day to day. Having a motion sensor turn on the lights at night might not always be ideal. For example, while watching a movie, you don't want the lights to turn on. A SmartThings Wi-Fi or Zigbee outlet can easily solve this since they monitor power usage. Plug your TV into the smart outlet and set the automation to only turn on the lights if the TV is turned off. I love this automation and I use it every day. If you've used sensors with SmartThings, you know the battery level can go from 20% to dead the next day. The battery level can be used in an automation to help you remember to change it before it dies. Set a smart light color to red in the room with a low battery. That way you can keep the automations running smoothly. Weather was recently added to the SmartThings automations. You can choose temperature, humidity, or current weather condition. This is only for the weather at that specific time. So for example, you could have an automation run every morning that changes the color of a smart light to let you know if the weather conditions are good for running outdoors. Oh, why does it have to be so nice out today? If you want to know what the weather forecast is, you'll need to use something like WebCore, which requires very basic programming skills. One way to learn more about programming is with Skillshare, who were awesome enough to sponsor this video. With a Skillshare Premium membership, you have access to thousands of classes. I recently tried out the class on JavaScript by Christopher Dodd. It's a great class for beginners. You learn about variables, conditions, loops, and much more, which are very helpful in using WebCore. I've worked as a full-stack developer for years, and using Skillshare is a great way to help you get started. They also have classes on tons of other topics like business, productivity, filmmaking, and much more. If you guys want to try it out, they gave me a link to share with you for a free trial of Skillshare Premium. This is a limited time offer, and if you like it after that, it's less than $10 a month with the annual plan, which is kind of a steal with all the different topics you can explore. Plus, you can watch as many videos as you like, so try it out in the link below. And thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. If you need to do something every day, a multi-purpose sensor can help remind you. Say you need to remember to walk the dog, take medication, or vitamins every day. Attach a multi-purpose sensor to the item or cabinet. Then have an automation send you a reminder if you haven't completed it by a certain time. To do that, create a virtual switch and 2 automations. One automation that turns on the virtual switch if you complete the task. The second automation sends you a reminder if the virtual switch is still off at a certain time. I also have one automation run every night that resets all of my virtual switches for the next day. If you're walking your dog, you can use your phone as a presence sensor to automatically lock the door and turn off the lights when you leave. But if someone else is still home, you might not want the lights to turn off. That's why you may need to add other phones as presence sensors as well. This lets you dial in automations for if everyone's home, no one is, or only if a certain person is there. When you get back from walking the dog, the lights can automatically turn on and change to your preferences based on who's home. Using your phone's GPS can work well, but it's not always accurate, so I wouldn't rely on it too much. One of my new favorite automations is a dishwasher alert.
Dishes are clean.
I'm using 3 devices for this, but it's pretty easy to set up. First is a multi-purpose sensor on the dishwasher. It can let me know if the door is open or closed. It also has a vibration sensor built in, so I can know if the washer has been started. This automatically sets its status to clean. The second is a button to mark the dishes as dirty. I'm using one from IKEA, but the SmartThings button will also work. They are both magnetic, but the IKEA is more intuitive with 2 buttons.
Dishwasher set to clean.
This changes a virtual switch to keep track if the dishwasher is clean or dirty. If the dishes are clean and the dishwasher is opened, a speaker can stop this horrific act.
Dishes are clean.
I'm using a Bose speaker that's compatible with SmartThings. There's other speakers like Sonos that work too. If you want to use an Echo, you'll need to trigger an Amazon routine like I mentioned earlier. Just have the Amazon routine speak a custom message. This automation could be a lifesaver or a marriage saver to not mix clean and dirty dishes. There's a couple of convenient ways to control devices and scenes in SmartThings. One is by using an Innovelli Red or Zeus smart switch. By pressing twice on the switch, all of my kitchen lights turn on, including smart light strips. I also use this to control my smart lights in my office. The IKEA Trad-Free remote is another great alternative to the SmartThings button. It's about the same price, but it has a lot more button options, so you can control many more devices and scenes. Trad-Free devices can connect directly with SmartThings, so you don't need the Trad-Free hub. I might buy more of their motion sensors since they're only $10, the range is great, and the battery is supposed to last 2 years. Not bad. A quick tip in the new SmartThings app is to create a lot of scenes. They can be quickly selected in the app and used in multiple automations. It's helped me be more organized and update things much faster. Now, if you're frustrated with SmartThings, you're not alone. It's supposed to get better soon with more automations running locally on the hub and not the cloud. So if you're about to jump ship to Habitat, it might be worth sticking around a little bit longer. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and don't forget to click on the Skillshare link below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.
Dishes are clean. Wait, aren't you going to unload it? You are a failure of a husband.
Hey, I heard that.